the Red Bull engine situation is really interesting, isn't it? Because all the years when they won those championships, Renault didn't really get any reflected glory off of it.
Well, they got a lot of flack when they weren't winning.
Well, this is the point I was going to get to, is that they didn't really sort of stand and say, thank you, Renault, for the great engine here. It was all about Adrian Newey's exhaust blowing or the rake on the car, or how brilliant the driving was. Renault was just a bit of ballast at the back that propelled it forward. The second that it started being a problem, the digs all the time. They've won 2 Grand Prix this year and were one of the fastest cars on the grid this weekend. It can't be that bad. Right, I can't believe if you put a Mercedes in it, they're going to be 2 minutes up the road.
Especially around Canada.
Yeah. So
in fact, they've won in Canada, of course. So
I do sort of, and also we've seen what's happened at McLaren when they've changed from Honda to Renault. They've hardly made a massive step forward, have they? But so I have quite a lot of sympathy there. However, I think it would make more sense if they were a works team. It seems a bit weird that you've got 3 Grandee teams and one of them's a customer outfit. So if you're right, and I'm not sure I have your confidence that ultimately Honda will get to the very, very top of the game, it makes more sense for one of those Grandee teams to be having them in the back than as working as an independent.
One thing that I don't understand, I kind of share Renault boss Cyril Abiteboul's opinion on this, which is a very rare thing for me to say. But basically, Cyril doesn't quite understand why Red Bull keep delaying. First it was, okay, well we want to respect this FIA deadline of late May because we need to make sure that we can have all of the components to build you the necessary number of engines for next season. But, good faith, we've had a lot of time together. We'll push it back. You can have Canada because Renault and Honda both introduced updates for Canada. Have a look, you can test it. We're happy to do that. Now they've done that, and now they're saying, and now we want to do it in Ricard as well. So now they want to wait until after the French Grand Prix to make the decision. And for me, the decision for Red Bull to become a works team is much bigger than are they going to get an immediate performance boost for next season. It's a whole, you pointed out that they're one of the big teams. Becoming a works team again is huge for them. To me, it seems overly simplistic to make that decision based on one engine upgrade mid-season. Am I crazy?
No, you're absolutely right. But to base it on any sort of data that's specific to a couple of races or even half a season is completely wrong. It's a philosophical decision, believing in the company that you're going to be going to. If I was Renault, I'd say bye-bye to Red Bull. Why do they need them? The factory team's starting to get better and better. Yeah. If you want to go with Honda, do it.
Well, this is what I think Renault are doing now. They're saying, okay, do you know what? We've tried to give you a new offer, and now we don't want any part of this. If you miss this,
it's disrespectful to
stop
Renault
messing
right
us
now.
around.
Absolutely, yeah, and equally to Honda, actually, because if you want to be with Honda, you make a commitment to them. We know what the Japanese mentality and culture is like. You've got to commit. It's a two-way street, but it's a perfect match actually if it happens.
I think with the situation that Red Bull have with Honda at the moment, one of the things that's working out quite well, and I suspect Honda's quite encouraged by, that's giving Red Bull a bit of time and leeway, is the effort that Toro Rosso and Red Bull chiefs have made with Honda. So you've had the culture lessons at Toro Rosso, how to better understand Japanese people, and because it's a completely different culture. And that's one thing that Honda always said was difficult with McLaren, was the clash of cultures there. Yeah. But the second thing is that senior Red Bull personnel have been out to Sakura. They've been out to Japan to meet with Honda. This was over the winter, and this wasn't just Toro Rosso personnel, it was Red Bull personnel, so Marco and Horner. And they've been very complimentary, they've been following it very, very closely. I think it's worked really well for both parties. The thing I don't understand now is, it's not even that they're delaying announcing a decision. I believe they are delaying making a decision.
But where do Aston Martin fit in with all this? Is that possibly one of the stumbling blocks at the moment? What happened with that branding?
Oh, that's a good question, because obviously they're a key naming partner of it, but
the engine.
Yeah, but exactly. So
Honda aren't going to accept that.
Honda definitely will not be accepting of that. So where do they fit in? Because they're not going to be building their own
maybe
engine
that's what this is
soon.
all about. Maybe that's what this delay is all about. Aston Martin realising that they're enjoying what's happening there, and they're actually getting pretty good exposure and all the rest of it, and maybe a few people out there actually think it's an Aston Martin engine, I don't know.
I think they need to work out what they're going to do, because obviously if Aston comes in as an engine supplier, teaming up with someone, or however they want to do it for 2021, Red Bull's trying to work out how they fill that gap. So do they just continue with Renault? Do they do a 1+1 or a 2-year deal, or a 2+1 deal with Honda and set themselves up? Or do they just go, okay, we're going to throw our lot in with Honda and we're going to commit to them for the next set of engine regulations? And the Aston thing, which is obviously a commercial deal, and I don't really. It's like Sauber and Alfa Romeo, how much of it is actually commercial, how much of it is really technical. But how Aston fits into that it is quite interesting, because obviously they're making all the noises that suggest they're coming into F1. I think they've got a single cylinder engine under development as well to sort of explore it.
If it is on a commercial thing, there's no way that the Aston deal will possibly match anything like the commercial arrangement Honda had with McLaren. So that would seemingly be a no-brainer. I just, we'll see, won't we?
I think there's also hesitation on Honda's side, of course, because it might seem like a no-brainer for them. A race-winning team, we could fight for a championship again. They've come off the back of 3 brutal seasons with McLaren, and they're enjoying this sort of quiet rebuilding year with Toro Rosso. That goes. If they go with Red Bull for next season, that completely goes for Honda, and they're right back in the spotlight with no excuses, with a team that also has a history of hanging its engine supplier out to dry.
But actually, that's where the Japanese culture is very strong. I think that more than most, that they perform under pressure, and I think we'll see the best from Honda in that situation. Perversely, I think.
And if that happens, that is so good for Formula One, and especially if it happens with Red Bull, because you pointed out that Renault's works team's coming on strong. If anyone's got a chance of breaking this really boring 2-tiered structure of Formula One at the moment, it's going to be the Renault works team making it 4th. How brilliant would that be to have 4 engines fighting at the front again? When was the last time that happened in Formula One?